amount of energy in your first center. So much life force that it can create another human being. That's a lot of coiled up energy. And if energy then, all of that energy could make it to your heart. If it makes it to your heart, it's going to go to your brain. But why not direct it right to that mystical center, to where some conditioning, some veil, some illusion is removed every time our heart opens, every time we connect. We are redistributing that energy between these first three centers. We want the autonomic nervous system to start balancing energy in these three systems. Imagine the same passion you have in your first center being amplified in your heart. That's a lot of love. That is an enormous amount of love. And when it happens, sometimes it's almost like you have to malfunction for a bit. I mean, it's happened to me. I don't function very well. Because it's so big, I need a moment. I just need a moment to let it in. It's not something, it's big. And if that energy makes it to the heart, and it can move right to those crystals in the pineal gland, and that pathway of 146 begins to become opened, and you're training your autonomic nervous system to do it. In time, it'll redistribute that energy amongst these centers, and you can ask my team leaders. A lot of them that have been doing this, and some of the people in this room that have been to several week-long events, they're that moment where it starts to happen and it starts to move, and it's wonderful. But I want to emphasize that this work is not about having a Kundalini or a pop, that's the side effect I want you to understand of energy moving. I have had enormous amounts of energy strike my brain and nothing. I was in bliss, my body did nothing. I have other times where there's energy moving through my body and it's trying to find a pathway and it does weird things. But it finally works its way out if I keep surrendering to it. I don't make that a habit because then I'm stuck. I'm repeating the same thing. If it's happening over and over again until it's done, it usually changes. But we're not doing this work so you could say, oh, I popped, you didn't pop. What's up with you? Are you going to go all in? That's not what this is about. This is not about competition. And then the person who hasn't popped, what am I doing wrong? And that's polarity and that's duality. Just remember, when there's a change in consciousness, there's a change in energy. And people have the mediation of energy when it's right for them. And I have had all kinds of crazy things, but what I realized is that if I'm just doing the work to produce that crazy thing and my life isn't looking pretty good, there's something missing. Would you agree? It has to be that this is practical, that your efforts are a continuum. There's no end to it. And the side effects that take place with your body, the side effects that take place in the mystical, whatever, that's incidental to what you are doing to create a better life, to create a new moment, to create a new experience. So don't get caught up in the phenomenon. Just get lost in the effort. That's all you have to do. How many people understand what I'm talking about? Can we just take care of that as a group? Because I don't want it to be about that.